Guys, it's Kelly. I am back with another process video. This layout is for Cocoa Daisy and it is using their December Moments kit, which has a lot of exclusive papers plus several from Paige Evans' Take Me Away collection and a few from Crate Paper. So I have this cut file from the cut shop, and my original thought was to back it, and I had been wanting to use this quilt-like paper from Paige Evans, and I wanted just to make sure that I didn't like any of the other papers better than this idea, because I knew that this idea was going to take a little bit longer, and of course I didn't. I always go for the more time-intensive techniques, but that's okay, because you know what? I love how it came out. So my thought for this was to trim each of the rows in one pattern, and I knew that it would be next to impossible to alternate each little, I'm going to call them a chevron piece. I'm not quite sure how you would, what you would call that, and I didn't want to do that. So I'm just measuring about the width, and with this first top one it was going to be a little bit trickier just because of the star on top, and I'm going to go ahead and alternate the different squares and back each one. So to get it started, I'm just using washi tape to get that one put down, and I'm going to use my quick dry adhesive on the rest of the pattern papers that I'm using to back it. So I decided that the star, of course, had to be yellow, and I made that one a little bit bigger because I wanted to center the pattern paper underneath the star so that it just looked a little bit more symmetrical. I don't do that with any of the others, but the star is on the top, and of course, you know, when you're thinking about stars, to me it just made more sense to make sure that the pattern was not wonky underneath. So just going to not make you watch all of this. I will tell you that for the longer rows down at the bottom, I think it was the bottom one, two, not the very bottom row because there's the trunk, but the rows, the 3 rows above that, I used, nope, the 4 rows. I used either branding strips or strips from the 12 by 12 paper, just because I had those available and the colors worked well, and I, you know, just didn't want to line up if I didn't have to. Now, at this point, I pulled out a glassine bag. The kit comes with a bunch of little things, and they're always tucked into a glassine bag, and I always will save my glassine bags because I love to use them either to tuck tags into or use them as layering pieces. So I have cut the glassine bag, and I am going to double it up and put it behind my photo just to add a little bit of extra something. I like the little bit of dimension that it gives because it doesn't lay flat. And I'm just going to staple the 2 pieces together so that they'll move a little bit because the staple doesn't keep them exactly together, but it allows them to lift up off the page. So I pulled out this 4x6 card from the Day in the Life kit. I love the colors, and they worked so well with this Paige Evans collection, and I knew that I wanted to back my photo. This photo is of me and my daughter when we were doing some Christmas shopping, and I just wanted to get it documented on the page. Usually my Christmas photos are not documented unless it's in the December daily, so it was exciting for me to actually get a layout done right after the event occurred. So I've just pulled out some ephemera from the Take Me Away collection, along with some of the exclusive Cocoa Daisy die cuts, and that wood veneer that says These Moments is also an exclusive. And I'm just layering them up on the side. I don't want a lot of embellishments because I feel like the pattern paper Christmas tree is my main focal point as far as embellishments are concerned, but I do want a little something on the edge to balance it. So I am going to put a little bit of foam underneath the its embroidery hoop, but what I decided to do is to make it look more like an ornament. I put the bow that came with the die cuts, I put it on top, and I thought about putting a little bit of twine, but I decided to use my twine in my tag. What I was trying to say is I thought about putting a little bit underneath the ornament to make it look like it had a hanging part on top, but I don't like too much twine or too many things like that. So I just left my twine with my tag because I love to have my tags with the twine or ribbon. So at this point, I'm just shuffling things around, trying to figure out the best placement, what I can use. Again, I don't want to take it away. Excuse me. I don't want to take away from the tree. I just want to balance out just a little bit. So that die cut that says happy, happy, happy is not going to make it. And I'm going to end up not putting anything more at the top. And pretty much what you see on the bottom right hand section is what you're going to get. Now, because this is a collection by Paige Evans and there's some stitching in some of the papers and in some of the embellishments, I have decided that I am going to stitch around the tree. And I guess those that have followed me for a while, that comes as no surprise to you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that gold embroidery thread that you see on the left hand side of the screen, and it comes in 6 strands. If you've never worked with embroidery thread, when you pull it apart, there's 6 strands, and I have never used all 6 strands at one time. That would be pretty thick. I just used 2 strands of the metallic thread for this. And as far as poking holes, I just eyeballed it. And what I am doing is, to make it easy, I poked a hole at the very edges and where the crescent part went up and down, and then just spaced the holes out accordingly. So I'm not going to show you all of my stitching, but I did want to show you it's just a simple back stitch, and you just go up one hole and go into the next hole. And you know, if you have any questions about this, if you Google how to backstitch, there'll be something. It's so simple. I love the effect that it has. Now, I will not lie, this did take me a little bit of time, but for me, the effects are worth it, and I just love how it came out. So I realized that a little bit of what I did not get caught on film. I also glued down some of the Spiegel Mom Scraps sequins from last month's kit, November Sprinkles, and I just took the clear ones and I layered them around the page just for a little bit of added bling. So this paper right now that I just gutted is an exclusive Cocoa Daisy paper, and I decided to back my tree in this paper, and I decided to put the lavender up top because there was just more lavender at the bottom of the tree, and I wanted to balance out that colors, the colors between the lavender and that aqua. So this is where my old bottle of quick dry adhesive ends up getting tossed. I had put the top back on it. You saw like the day before in this same video, and I'm thinking that the little pokey thing did not go all the way through. So I'm gonna just use my ATG tape to adhere this down, and later on I just toss the bottle and get another one. They work good until they don't, but isn't that the way? So I am going to do just a little bit of journaling on this page, and the journaling just talks about how these moments are fun with my daughter, just shopping. You know, we went and had a pretzel and, you know, laughed. I mean, some of the people, when you're out shopping, you know, you just have to laugh at because they can be a little crazy, especially this time of year. So that's it. I do have some close-ups at the end. Thank you so much for joining me, and It is, let's see, the 19th of December, so 6 more days until Christmas. So I hope you guys stay sane. I am trying. And if I don't catch you before Christmas, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and thank you so much for hanging out with me. It is a pleasure. I will see you soon. Take care. Bye.